Hi, welcome all. In this class, we will discuss about transmission characteristics of optical fibers, that is unit 2. So what do you mean by, so under the transmission characteristics, we are going to discuss about two topics. One is attenuation and another one is dispersion. So attenuation, signal attenuation is one of the most important properties of an optical fiber because it largely determines the maximum unamplified repeaterless separation between a transmitter and a receiver. Okay, what is the unamplified distance? What is the maximum unamplified or repeaterless separation between transmitter and receiver? So this is decided by the signal attenuation. Okay, so amplifiers and repeaters are expensive to fabricate, install and maintain. The degree of attenuation in a fiber has a large influence on system cost. Okay, so of equal importance is the signal distortion. So attenuation is the distortion is the phase change. Okay, phase distortion. So distortion mechanism can cause optical signal pulses to broaden as they travel along the fiber. If these pulses travel sufficiently far, they will eventually overlap with the neighboring pulses, thereby creating errors in the receiver output. So the two sides of the coin are attenuation and distortion. Okay. So the basic attenuation mechanisms are absorption, scattering and radiative losses. Absorption is related to the fiber material, whereas scattering is associated with both the fiber material and structural imperfections in the optical waveguide. And radiative effects originate from the perturbations of the fiber geometry. So these three mechanisms give rise to attenuation. Okay, absorption, scattering and radiative loss. So all are related to the fiber material and imperfections in the optical waveguide. Okay, so this is the expressions for the attenuation. Absorption is caused by three different mechanisms. Absorption by atomic defects in the glass composition, extrinsic absorption by impurity atoms in the glass materials, and the third category is intrinsic absorption by the basic constituent atoms of the fiber material. So extrinsic means by the impurity atoms, intrinsic means basic constituent atoms of the fiber material. Okay, so examples of the molecular effects include missing molecules, high density clusters of atom groups, or oxygen defects in the glass structure. So these are absorption results, or these are the atomic imperfections. Okay, next one is radiation damages may cause a material by changing its internal structure. The damage due to radiation may depend upon the energy of the ionizing particles, the radiation flux, that is dose rate, and the fluence. Okay, fluency, how fluency the radiation is being exhibited. Okay, so this is the expression for the total dose a material receives in terms of the unit RAD, that is psi. Okay, so the higher the radiation level, the larger the attenuation. Okay, so higher if it is subject to higher radiation, larger will be the attenuation. So this diagram shows the general trend of the effects of ionizing radiation and optical fiber attenuation. And this table shows the examples of absorption loss in silica glass at different wavelengths due to 1 parts per million of water ions and various transition metal impurities. So this is absorption loss. And this diagram shows the optical fiber attenuation as a function of wavelength yields. So there are three windows: first window, second window and third window. So at optical fiber attenuation as a function of wavelength. Attenuation as a function of wavelength. Nominal values of 0.4 dB per kilometer at 1310 nanometer, 0.25 dB per kilometer at 1550 nanometer for standard single mode fiber. And absorption by water molecules causes the attenuation peak around 1400 nanometer. So this is the attenuation peak. Attenuation peak occurs at 1400 nanometer for standard fiber. The dashed curve is attenuation for low water peak fiber. So this is the low water. So it overcomes this peak. Okay. So dominant absorption factor in silica fibers is the presence of OH ions. OH ions is the dominant factor. And so by the fiber fabrication process itself, this water ions is reduced. Impact due to water ions is reduced. So that is called vapor phase fiber techniques are currently being employed. So this attenuation due to absorption is very much reduced. Okay, so these are the OH ions peak absorption peaks at 725, 950, 1240 and 1380 nanometer. So these peaks occur. Okay, so at different dBms. Intrinsic absorption is associated with the basic fiber material and is a principal factor that defines the transparency window of a material. Okay, the absorption that occurs when the material is in a perfect state with no density variations, impurities or material inhomogeneities. No impurities. Extrinsic means due to addition of absorption due to addition of impurities. So intrinsic absorption results from electronic absorption bands in the ultraviolet region and from atomic vibration bands in the near infrared region. Okay. So this diagram shows the this relationship shows the equation for attenuation, which is called the Urbach's rule. Here E is inversely proportional to the wavelength. Ultraviolet absorption decays exponentially with increasing wavelength. So as the wavelength increases, that is attenuation decreases. As the wavelength increases, the attenuation decreases. So this graph shows the optical fiber attenuation characteristics and their limiting mechanisms for a GeO2 doped low loss, low water content silica fiber. So absorption loss, as you see, absorption loss in the ultraviolet region, and for high wavelength, absorption loss in the infrared region. So up to this wavelength, it is a ultraviolet region. After that, absorption loss in the infrared region. So this is a problem depicting this attenuation due to absorption. The near infrared region above 1.2 micrometer, the optical waveguide loss is predominantly determined by the presence of OH ions and the inherent infrared absorption of the constituent material. So after that 1.2 micrometer, before 1.2 micrometer, that is near infrared region, presence of OH ions and inherent infrared absorption. After that, there will be ultraviolet absorption. That is what being given. So this before 1.2 millimeter, it is infrared absorption. After that, ultraviolet absorption loss in the ultraviolet region. So scattering losses arise from microscopic variations in the material density, from compositional fluctuations, and from structural inhomogeneities occurring during fiber manufacture. So these are the reasons for the scattering losses. So far we have discussed about the radiation losses and the absorption losses. Now scattering losses, why this occur means due to compositional fluctuations and from structural inhomogeneities. Due to this scattering losses structure, there is Rayleigh type scattering of light. So why the sky appears blue? So that is due to Rayleigh scattering. So same phenomenon is the same phenomenon occurs here also. So give rise to refractive index variations that occur within the glass over distances that are small compared with the wavelength. So the expressions for scattering and the induced attenuation are fairly complex owing to the random molecular range and nature and the various oxide constituents of the glass. For single component glass, the scattering loss at a wavelength lambda in millimeter resulting from density fluctuations can be approximated. So this is the expression for attenuation due to scattering. Where beta T is the isothermal compressibility of the material, fictive temperature. So this formula can be used to calculate attenuation due to scattering, and a problem has been solved in this. And main reasons for the scattering losses are structural inhomogeneities. In the preforming manufacturing itself, it can be arising. Scattering can be arising. So Rayleigh scattering follows a lambda power -4 dependence. So it decreases with increasing wavelength. So the scattering decreases with increasing wavelength. Okay, at a wavelengths longer than 1 millimeter, infrared absorption effects tends to dominate. So this diagram shows this is intrinsic scattering, intrinsic absorption, wavelength versus attenuation rate. And losses due to multimode from other than this, losses of multimode fibers are generally higher than those of single mode fibers. So in multimode fibers, losses are heavier than the single mode fibers. This is a result of higher Doppler concentrations. So higher Doppler concentrations higher in the case of multimode fibers. So losses are also obviously high. In addition, multimode fibers are subject to higher order mode losses owing to core cladding interface, perturbations at core cladding interface. At this point of view also, that is attenuation occurs. Bending losses. Coming to bending losses, there are two categories. Macroscopic bends having radii that are large compared with the fiber diameter, and microscopic bends that is radii small compared to the fiber diameter. Okay, so microscopic and macroscopic bending. So this diagram shows the fundamental mode field in a curved optical waveguide. Power lost through radiations, as you know, it is distributing from the core to the cladding. So this is called the curved fiber. Bending occurs. For slight bends, excessive loss is extremely small and is essentially unobservable. As the radius increases, the loss increases exponentially. As the curvature decreases, the loss increases exponentially until at a certain critical radius, the curvature loss becomes observable. So if the bend radius is made a bit smaller once this threshold point has been reached, the losses suddenly become extremely large. Okay. So we have an evanescent field tail. So this is how. So this is called evanescent field tail distribution. So that means at the loading, the loss is heavier. So when the fiber is bent, the field tail at the far side of the center of curvature must move faster to keep up with the field in the core of the for lowest order fiber mode. So at a certain critical distance, the field tail would have to move faster than the speed of the light to keep up with the core field. This is impossible. So that power radiates away. So that power radiates away in the cladding. So that is called the bending loss. Okay, bending loss. Higher order modes will radiate out of the fiber first. The power loss will be due to higher order modes. And these expressions gives the attenuation due to the bending losses. Another form of radiation loss is mode coupling caused by random microbends of the optical fiber. Microbends are repetitive small scale fluctuations in the radius of curvature. So due to small bends that occur is called microscopic bends. So that is called arises due to cabling or packaging losses. An increasing attenuation results from microbending because the fiber curvature causes repetitive coupling of energy between the guided modes and the leaky modes. So due to the coupling between the guided modes and the leaky modes, this microscopic bend loss occurs. Okay, so this figure shows the small scale fluctuations in the radius of curvature. So power loss from the higher order modes and power coupling due to higher order modes. This figure shows that. One method of minimizing the micro bending losses is by extruding a compressible jacket over the fiber. So by a protective cover, this micro bending losses may be minimized. Okay, and this okay, sorry, and this is the expression for the loss due to microscopic bends. Core and cladding losses. So this we have discussed about the bending losses. Microscopic and macroscopic bending losses. Another category is core and cladding losses. Due to the coupling between core and cladding losses, this occurs core and cladding losses. Since this occurs due to difference in refractive index of the core and the cladding. So since the refractive index varies, attenuation also varies. Different attenuation constants alpha 1 and alpha 2. This diagram shows the fractional power flow in the cladding of a step index fiber as a function of V. So these two, this is the alpha 1, alpha 2 due to core and attenuation in cladding. Okay. So the total loss of the waveguide can be found by summing over all the modes weighted by the fractional power in that mode. Okay, the loss. This is the expression. This is the expression for the loss. Okay, so with this we have covered the topic of attenuation. Next topic is signal dispersion in fibers. So yes, an optical wave signal weakens from attenuation mechanisms and broadens due to dispersion. So the two sides of the coin are attenuation and dispersion. Attenuation due to alpha and there is dispersion or signal broadening, pulse broadening due to dispersion. So this results in phase change beta. Okay. After a certain amount of overlap occurs, the receiver no longer distinguish between the individual adjacent pulses. Look at this figure. So at this point, the two pulses are distinguishable. Later on, pulse broadens, and at some point of time, there is no distinction between these two pulses. Okay. So this effect is called the pulse broadening or signal dispersion. So what are the causes due to signal dispersion? Means there are two causes: intermodal dispersion and intramodal dispersion. That is dispersion between the same modes and between two different modes, and polarization mode dispersion and other higher order dispersion effects. So these are the classifications of dispersion, and we can explain it with the case of group velocity. Okay, first we'll discuss about the intermodal delay. Intermodal delay appears only in multimode fibers. So modal delay is the result of each mode having a different value of group velocity. Each mode will be traveling at different velocity. So one can derive, so that is called the intermodal delay. Okay. Another one is intramodal or chromatic dispersion. So this arises between the same mode. So this arises due to the spectrum broadening. Okay. Let us discuss about this.